In the yearbook, you'll find information about particular generals, you'll find information about territories, regions, commands, different locations around the Salvation Army world, hospitals that we provide care in, schools that we run, hostels, addiction recovery programs. There are so many things in the yearbook. You know, it's beneficial to just about anyone to read it.
The Salvation Army has over 50 territories and commands, currently work in 131 countries, and in a 5-year term, a general may be able to get to every territory, command and region. So we work with those to arrange an official visit, which could be anything from meeting heads of government, royalty, visiting Salvation Army personnel and programs. It will also include congresses, commissionings, public meetings, media interviews, to get a variety of uses and exposure for the Salvation Army, to raise our profile, to meet business leaders, advisory boards, all of that gambit of things.
Well, the yearbook has so much detailed information about the Salvation Army around the world. I have found it useful in previous appointments when talking about the Salvation Army. It has a lot of interesting information that allows me to share, openly about what the Army is doing around the world.
A key component of the kit list we travel with is the current Salvation Army yearbook. It's an essential publication, and not just for Salvationists, but for people who are connected with the Salvation Army in some way. So we take this yearbook when we visit royalty, when we visit heads of state, government ministers, when we meet other ecumenical leaders, or anybody really, because it helps us to explain the reach of the Salvation Army around the world, how we are structured in terms of our territories, commands and regions, and that's quite interesting for people. Everybody that we have given a yearbook to has been happy to receive it, but also have expressed surprise, delight of the expanse of the Salvation Army around the number of countries we're involved in, but also the breadth of our services and our ministry.
Typically, we ask for information from officers and employees of the Salvation Army from around the world. They send in detailed information about their local responsibilities, territories, regions, commands, schools, hospitals. We take in information about their statistics, about different programs they're doing.
The yearbook can be a good source of encouragement in terms of looking at the growth of the Salvation Army, particularly if you consider a territory like Pakistan, and we understand the context of that country. But to read the yearbook and see the strength of the Salvation Army there in numbers of soldiers, but also it's good to look at the yearbook and learn what the Salvation Army is doing in some perhaps unexpected countries. So if you want to read about the Middle East region, many people might not be aware that we're present in the Middle East. And so it's not, rather than specific numerical data, it's about the ministry the Salvation Army is involved in.
I just wanted to share one part of the yearbook that I really enjoyed doing this year, was putting together the articles. The articles have so much information about specific things that we're doing in the Salvation Army. And I think it's just important to get those stories and those messages out there. And I think the yearbook is a great avenue for doing that.
The yearbook can be an essential read for absolutely anybody and everybody. If you are a lifelong Salvationist, reading the yearbook would give you new information that's up to date about the Salvation Army today. If you're new to the Salvation Army, then it helps you understand the international organisation and church you've become a part of. If you are a supporter of the Salvation Army in terms of advisory board, or you're a donor to the Salvation Army, it would help you see what the Salvation Army is doing across the world.
You can get a hold of a copy if you're an officer or a soldier through your territorial headquarters. You can order it online through Amazon. You can also get it as an ebook through Amazon or Kobo. The yearbook would be ideal for anyone really connected to the Salvation Army. It has so much information in it about what we do, everything that we pour our hearts into around the world.